I'm Daniel Mettler from Tusik Internet Solutions, and we just created a really neat media management tool for JCI Switzerland. And with this, you'll be able to publish PDFs or JPEGs of media releases. You can also add Word documents, whatever, and publish them to the internet. It's really neat. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you how to use it and train you how to add and upload your own media, how to create preview pictures, and things like that. So let's just get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is show you the user demo and then go through various administrative tasks that you may be able to do them. So let's start with the live demo. For this, let me just switch over to this page we just created. This is the way a normal user would see it. A normal user, we currently have some demo entries, but a normal user would see, okay, here we have a media release. Let me take a real one. A media release, the preview picture, the title, a teaser. You would see which LOM it's from, you would see when it was published, and categories like social, business, etc. You can click anywhere here on the article and you will see a large preview and some text that was added. For example, here I added the entire text that is in the media release for Google, so that Google would be able to index this. So that's the experience for the end user, and of course you can also press download and you would then see the article as it was uploaded. Now the user can also go and say, I would only like to see entries from a specific LOM or from JCI Switzerland, of course. The user could also say, please only show me social projects. Or you could also filter for things like, please only show me things from 2009. These can be combined, so social projects 2009 as an example. At the moment, since there's almost nothing in it, there's not going to be a whole lot to play with the filters, but we hope that we'll have a few hundred entries in here very soon. So that's that, the live demo from the user perspective. We believe it's very useful like this, and once we have a lot of articles in it, we will add more features. So we could add a language filter, show me all French releases, but we'll wait with those things until there's some content. Okay, so that's that, the live demo. Let's go on and look into the training section so that you as an administrator will be able to add your own stuff. First of all, let's look at categories because it's just a simple thing. We're going to look at how to manage them, the multi-language aspect, and how this is assigned. So let us go into the logged in section. This is the same section, Presseberichte. For those users that have never worked with the CMS before, please note that at the bottom here there is a hidden link for logging on. That's how you can get into it. So I've logged on already here, and first of all you'll see there's all these buttons, and at the top there's a section that is only visible for admins, including a link to managing categories. So if I go to this page, you will see these are the categories we've added, and just for demo purposes I'm going to add a category and call it NACO, because maybe I would like to add press releases about the NACO, and I would like to group them so that I could say, show me everything we've ever published about the NACO. I've saved this now. So this is pretty straightforward. Click on the plus. Best use this one with the plus and edit. And we can also still go and edit it again. It's called NACO. And let's go to the French section and translate this. It's going to be called Kona. There's more translation features in here, like you could Google Translate things, but of course NACO is not something Google knows, so I've just used the standard unlock and translate. I'll save that. So now the term NACO is actually in German for Germans, and it's Kona for the French-speaking people. Very simple. So that's how to edit and manage categories. Now, let's close this again and go back to here and see what's next in our schedule, because I think the next one is publishers. So what's this all about? Let me give you a brief example. Here I have a release. There was a special magazine for a charity event we had. Now, let me just go and edit this, and you will see what I'm talking about. The publisher, I could technically just write the name of the publisher in here, like NZZ, and then I could say, oh, by the way, NZZ has this internet address. But in the future, if we have a lot of releases in the same newspaper, we would like to filter by that. So instead of just saying type it in every time, we get to select it. And this, for example, was published by the Exclusiv Verlag. and I've now selected it. And to be able to add more entries to that drop-down, for example, other newspapers, see, because now you will see here there's now automatically a link to the Exklusiv Verlag. It was missing before. Now to add more of these, we would go here, Verleger, these are the publishers, and it's the same concept. You have a list of these, and I'm just going to add another one. Again, anywhere on this list, just press the plus with the edit, and I'm going to say this is, for example, Vaterland. This is a newspaper in Liechtenstein. And so this is their website. Again, you could add a French title that's different. You could even add a different French link, but it usually doesn't make a lot of sense. So that's how we can manage. See, now the Vaterland is in here, and it will now be available when I added an article. So that's how to manage the publishers. And this is very important because once we have a lot of entries in here, we will add new drop-downs, and one of them will be the publisher. And then you could say, show me everything that was published in JC News, or show me everything that was published in the Tagesanzeiger, and you will then, of course, get only those articles. So that's that. Now, let's go to the next point. Let's look at how to actually do the media releases. This is the part that we really care about, right? So let's go into here, and let me start with this one here. And I'm first of all just going to make a small editing change, just like I did before. I'll press edit, and you see the titles here. There's a category. I could add multiple categories, by the way, and say this is also 2 categories. In this case, let me just skip that. I would select the LOM. I would say when was it published. The teaser is the one shown in the list. So it's not the long text, it's the very brief text under the title. We have a file. I will afterwards show you how to upload these. We have a publisher, and this one's not selected yet because I just added him, so I'm going to say this was published in the Volksblatt, another newspaper. And I could add a link to the live article. This would make sense if there's a blog, or if maybe the article is available online. In this specific case it isn't, because most newspapers close their archive, so I'm not going to add a link here. I can also specify 1 or more languages that this is in, so this is just 1. You would actually use multiple languages if you would create a WordPress release and then send it out, because in that Word you could have German, French, and English, and then of course you would say this is also French and also English, just for example. Now in this case, of course, it isn't, but just so you've seen it. Here we would add a longer text. I'm going to show you where that appears afterwards. This is mainly so that people could read the text online already, or for Google, because Google can index this text. And then we will hit save, and that's it. So editing something always works. Press this button and then do everything. Now, this is the one we were just editing, and so I'd like to show you, this is the picture in large, and here we have the title and the long text you saw previously. So that's a quick example how to edit something. Now I'm going to show you now how we're going to add something. So what we're actually going to do, let me just quickly review my notes. We are going to add a new article. These are real, by the way. Let me just add a new one. So again, press the plus with edit, and let us just add one. And it's called Scheckübergabe Benefits 2000, and let me see what year is this from. I think 11. An Udo Jürgens, CHF 205. So that's how much money we gave him, and of course this is a social project. This is JCI Liechtenstein Württemberg, and the press release was somewhere in 2012. Let me just see if I can find out when this was. Let's just say it's wrong. I'll fix it afterwards. And the teaser, I've pre-typed this so that I won't bore you with typing. Okay, and now I need to upload the files. So here I am at the file, and I'm going to upload both the PDF, and I also made a screenshot. I'm going to show you a bit more about that in the future, but I have 2 files to upload in this case. If I would upload a JPEG, the preview would be made automatically, but with PDFs it doesn't work. So I'm going to go into the file management and I will select something. This was published in 2012, early 2012, and I will now go to upload. Please note, by the way, that anything before 2010 is in a subfolder here. We just did this so it's easier for you to work with. Okay, so 2012 is here. I'm going to upload the files now. And let's see, this is here, Checkübergabe Udo Jürgens. You see it was in 2012-03-16. So first I will upload the PDF, and I will also upload the JPEG that I made. And now for the question for the file, of course, this is the file. Here's a test link that you can click on to see if it works. And the preview, I have it in the same folder now, is this picture. So I have the file and the picture. The publisher here of this, I believe, was the Vaterland. That's why I quickly added it before. And there might be an original link, but I don't know about it. So this is German, and as we just saw, this date here of this file is March 16th. So March 16th. Okay, I could type in a bunch of text. I prepared a little bit. The more you add, the better. But just for this video, I'm not going to overdo it. So that's the text, and I will now save it. So what happens now? The item's been added. It's in the correct place because it's the newest of these. The picture's in it already. If I click on it, the picture is shown in large. It's not a high quality, but that's because the PDF was not of a high quality. And here's the text that I had added. If I click on download, it would get me the PDF that I just uploaded. So that is all perfectly well and simple as well. So that's how you'd add things. It's very simple and intuitive. And let me just mention a few things before we continue. There's some basic fields that you have to add. The title, you have to give a file, because what's a press release without a file? You have to add a date, the categories, the LOM, and languages. I really recommend that you add more text for Google and for the people using the system. I also recommend that you add a publisher, and I recommend that you link to the live article if it exists. And if it's a PDF, which is very often the case, or a Word, please also create a JPEG. So that's pretty important. Then the file structure is what you just saw. It's structured by year. And we can later move folders and files without breaking the link. So that's okay. But please try to put it in the right place. And please try to give every file a name like 2012, line 11, line 2. Just so we can find these things much easier in the future. So that's important to know. And now I would like to briefly show you how I would go ahead from the very start, and including making a thumbnail. I'm going to use a small demo where I will actually assume that this is a website of our benefits. And let's pretend that this press release is here and I would like to publish it anew. I've taken this one here, $182,000 for sick children. And this is the press release that I want to publish. So, of course, I'll say save this as. You don't see the dialogue right now. And this would be this press release here. I will save it. Yes. And now the problem is that you need a screenshot. Now note that everybody has their own preferred screenshot tools. So I'm just going to show you how I do it with my tool. But of course you will have any other kind of tool. The tool I use is called Snagit. And unfortunately I cannot show you how to do this live because the recording system for this video also uses the same system. But I will then create a screenshot. And since this screenshot is made manually by you, I recommend make a square screenshot. The reason is that the preview in the list is also square. So if your screenshot is square, you'll also see a very nice picture. So here's the file. I will now save it. And this is also 2009. Yes. So this is the file. And now I have the JPEG for the preview and I have the PDF. So I will now go back to this system and say, let's upload it. What will I do? I will say 182 Franken für kranke Kinder, Benefits mit Bertrand Picard. I will say this is a social project. I will say this is JCI Liechtenstein-Württemberg. I will announce that this was on the, what year was this? 2009. The teaser is Check Übergabe an Bertrand. Actually, I think it's not the check. Pressebericht über Benefits mit Picard und Kurt Eschbacher. Again, the files, same thing as before, except this is now in 2009. I think I made a mistake with the file naming. Let me just look. Okay, so the PDF is correct, but the picture's file name is wrong. This is actually 1130. So please apologize for that. Hope I'm not confusing anybody here. So I uploaded the file, and of course I will also select the picture. And correct the date up here, which is actually November and November 30th. This was published in the Vaterland, the previously made newspaper. This is German, and I'm not going to add any text right now simply because I don't have time. So I added this, again, the same thing. I've uploaded it, it's in here, it works. And as you can see, it takes a few minutes, but I think the result is very, very good. If you skip a preview picture, then the preview will just be like that. It works, but it's just not as nice. If you skip adding text, you save time, but Google will have a harder time finding it. And if you don't have a teaser text, then this would be missing. So I really recommend that you do it like this. Okay, let's go back. What else do we have? When you create a preview, please give it the same name as the PDF or the Word document so that you can find it. Also add the date in front just to make work easier. When you create the screenshot manually, I would recommend that you make a square screenshot. So same width and same height. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you like the tool. I hope you understand how to use it, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope we're going to have loads and loads of media releases in here. Thank you for watching. This was Daniel Mettler, 2SIG Internet Solutions for JCI Switzerland.